All right, thanks for joining everyone. Today's training webinar, we're going to be going through standard price lists and how you can add to that. So iGyro in our franchise group has a standard price list which generates our standard prices for a base allowance of a home. So we'll go through and show you how to generate that with your own standard. So you might have a standard of your own that's relevant only to your business, not the entire franchise network that you'd like to add onto that generated list. So we'll go through that part, and then in the later part of the session, we'll go through how you could add that standard of your own onto your own website as well. So just for clarity, this is the price list that we're talking about. So you can generate this from Gyro, and this is a base price list with your base prices for all of the standards. So all of this work is done for you by the Service Hub, actually for you by the franchise network. You don't have to pay for it. It's already done and set up in your business. And you generate that from the calculators menu and click on Generate Standard Price List. And the first thing you notice when you click on that button is it pops up asking you for a consent authority. So as many of you know, when you're pricing things in iProx, you can change the price based on your consent authority and have different loadings depending on which area you're building the home in. So in this database, I've got a few. So Nambucca Shire Council, for example, has a different loading to Coffs Harbour. So if we generate it for Nambucca, and we can choose to turn the fast track pricing on or off. So if you're familiar with iProx, and we've got some other videos showing you through iProx, fast track pricing provides a discount to the client. And in this case, because it's base homes where people are selecting a standard off the shelf, usually we'd select that box that says fast track pricing and they flow through the fast track method. So if we generate that one, again, that's just generated our price list here. So these are all the franchise created standards, all priced there for you. So if you've got a standard that you've created your own, you might have spent some development time with your own designer or had one commissioned, you may like to add it onto that list as well. So in this example, I've just created a job here called the Martin 240. And it has a full iProx with all the prices all set up, ready to go. And I'd like to add that onto that standard price list. So there's just a few things we'd need to change on here. We just need to write the words my standard. Now it's important that you get this wording exactly right. So it's my standard. Make sure you've got the space in the middle and the capital letters. And there's a dash here, but there's a space to the left and the right of that. So as long as you get that part exactly right, you're in the right direction here. So we change the contractual name. This job number is the section. I'll just pull the price list back up. The job number is what shows up here in the price list when we generate it. So we're calling that the Martin 240 Facade 1. And we'll also go to iProx. And we just need to change this description because we get a bit of detail to tell Gyro what to do on this price list. And that format is like this. So we'll call it the Martin 240. And we've got the words base price in brackets. And this is the size of the home in brackets as well. So I'll bring this back on again. So you can see that this printout here has a floor area size here. So that's where it gets the size from. So whatever's in these brackets here. All right, so again, just make sure you get this right. You've got the name of your design. You've got a space before this first bracket, a space between the base price wording, a space in there, and you've got your size inside the last set of brackets. All right, and we'll save that one. And because you've already set up this iProx, that's pretty much all you needed to change. So we'll just recap that one. We need to change the contractual name. to follow this standard. We need to make sure we have our job number set appropriately to show on the printed out form. In iProx, we need to follow this naming convention here. So just those three things. So if we generate that standard price list now, and I'll scroll down to the Martin section. Which hasn't shown for me. I've missed something somewhere along the line. I'll come back to that. Just make sure I've got my spaces in the right spots. Try that again. I apologize, guys. I've missed something somewhere along the line. Third time's the charm. There we go. Trap for young players. It's the golden rule that I always tell everyone not to forget is to save the job. So I'd gone through and I've changed these details here, but I forgot to hit save on the job. So the database didn't know about these changes yet. All right, so now we've got that on our price list. So you notice we've got a Martin series now, and we've got our first design, the Martin 240 Facade 1. So to create another one, you can see like the McKay series, for example, you've got 3 designs here. They're all saying Facade 1 for some reason, which is strange. No, that's okay. They're all different sizes. So you might see the King's Landing here has got Facade 1 and Facade 2. So if you wanted to create a Facade 2 for yourself, you should create another job and you'd call it the Martin 240 Facade 2. Or you may even have a different size altogether. It might be the Martin 300. You'd follow exactly the same process and generate, and you'll get an additional job showing up in here. All right, so that's how to get your standard onto the generated price list.